let's talk about Anne.
At a really delicate, fragile time in my life, like, she asked Ariana to work for her.
As she was working for you?
Yes, literally on a normal, like, Monday work day, wearing like a suit, which she never does.
Became professional and prepared.
Oh, wow.
Were there cameras up?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
Putting on a performance, yeah.
I needed an assistant because, you know, things were falling through the cracks, and I only know one assistant, Anne, so I thought I should ask her for recommendations, and plus she's great at what she does. But then I feel like she was at a point where she just felt like she was so unhappy in her job.
I would love to work for like an amazing girl boss. If it doesn't work out, totally understand. Like, no worries.
There's a lot of pressure because I felt really bad because I didn't want her to think that like I was gonna poach her, but I also didn't want her to think that I wasn't hiring her because like I didn't think she would do a good job. Like I didn't want her to feel bad like in any way. And then she ended up getting fired anyways, so a lot of worrying for nothing. Like I probably should have just poached her, honestly.
I think it's that poacher. He was showing you zero respect, so.
You know. But then part of me felt like, well, then I would just be just like him.
Can I ask one question? Did you make her sign an NDA?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. That's the smartest move you've ever
She started
made.
a podcast.
What?
It's called I Sign an NDA.
So if she signed an NDA, what could she possibly talk about?
I don't know, but she's about to get a letter from my lawyer.
Oh my God.
It's annoying because she's like low-key saying things that are like not true. Like I saw in some interviews, she's like, oh yeah, like I would go there and like Ariana would already be up and doing stuff because she's always busy and like Tom's like, you know, doing this and I have to like do that. I'm just like, girl, you know that Ariana wouldn't leave her bedroom till at least 1 in the afternoon. Like I was always up, always like made her coffee, like did this. I went to bed after her, I woke up before her every day. It's annoying to me because Ariana never wanted her around. She would be annoyed that Anne was over. Not so much at Anne, but the fact that somebody was over. You know, and she'd be like, why do you need an assistant? Why? And I'm like, because she like does things for me. She waters all Ariana's plants, like, you know, keeps everything stocked in the house. It hurt. It made it seem like she just was very publicly, you know, going to Katie and Ariana, of all people. That's a huge, like, I feel like a conflict of interest. It seems like a betrayal.
There have been some questions this year about Anne's job responsibilities.
She's an assistant. She's not a housekeeper. She's not a maid.
Oh my God, there's so much sticky on the floor.
I'll mop it.
That's so not what you should be doing. Like, I have friends who have like a house manager, right? And it's like they come in and they do things like organize like packages, open packages, get, you know, whatever. And like, okay, they come in and there's like some dishes in the sink and they put them in the dishwasher, like stuff like that. Like, to me is like not out of the realm of something that Anne would do that wouldn't be weird. But like this big, huge project of like having to clean up the kitchen island and people's hair off the floor. Dude, it's her hair on the floor here.
Oh, that's a lot of hair.
Not even an extension like a clip-in. We're talking like a tuft that looked like it had been like ripped out of someone's head or something, just stuck to the kitchen floor because it's so sticky. But the thing is that like, these things are not abnormal for him. Just seems like so not appropriate to me. And then I feel like I'm being like gaslit into thinking it should be appropriate.
No, it's not.
She tidies up, like whatever from the night before. Dishes, cups, whatever, glassware, whatever, tidies up. And then it's like checking emails, going through like scheduling, stuff like that. She does like gets on the phone with customer service. That's another thing that she that's in her job description. Because I hate getting on the phone with like customer care or tech support. Like that is a nightmare to me. But she doesn't touch dirty laundry though.
Sometimes I have to pick up his dirty socks and underwear.
Schwartz, have you ever thought about getting an assistant?
No, I'm pretty self-sufficient. I mean, my dream scenario is just to have someone a home chef and someone who does my laundry. I like doing everything else in my life. Maybe customer service. My dream though, I hate laundry with every fiber of my existence. I hate it more than anything in the planet aside from mayonnaise. I hate doing laundry. But yeah, anyways. But it is nice to have an assistant, yeah.
Yeah.
You create filth. You think that's totally cool that you have Anne, who is not a maid, cleaning this stuff up for you. You just sleep in the next day. You don't do any of it yourself. Like, fine, that's a lifestyle that you think is acceptable. That's not how I want to live.
Sheena wanted to uninvite Sandoval to the beach, and you convinced her not to, to let him still be invited. Why?
I think for James and I, we kind of was like, whatever, we're over this stuff. We're going to move on with our lives. But I think it's just trying to get the rest of the group to catch up, which is difficult when they don't talk, when they don't communicate. And the only time they communicate is when we bring everyone together to talk. Everyone is invited. And if she can't handle that, then she shouldn't be going to places. And if she doesn't want to step up to the plate and figure that out, that's on her.
As much as I can respect that stance, sometimes things in this group, especially with Tom and Ariana and the way Tom's actions have been, I don't know that there is a road to mending that fence, you know?
Generally speaking, I am a person who likes to bridge gaps between people. But with Ariana and Tom, I'm like, you know what? What he did to me is just at a level where if Ariana doesn't want to be around him and she doesn't want her friends around him, like, totally get it. And if you want to hang out with him, then you have to face the repercussions of her not wanting to hang out with you. I mean, just being around them before everything broke, the way that the three of them would hang out and just be like, I love you, and like always all up on each other. For them to have been hooking up on the side the entire, like for like 7 months, 8 months, 9 months is like sick to me. It's hard for me to ever get over that personally. Because if he treats someone like that who is, you know, a person he's in a relationship with for 10 years, has respect for, is, you know, in love with, then like why would I want to continue a relationship where I'm gonna get closer to someone who's like that? Like what's he gonna do? I mean, he doesn't care about relationships in that way.
He does not seem remorseful, genuinely remorseful. And I think if he found remorse and expressed that, he would be in a much better position with the rest of the group. But it feels like he's really upset by the reaction instead of really being upset by his own actions.
What do you think needs to happen between Tom and Ariana for them to like find some resolution and move on?
Time. Time is the only thing that can do that, because, and time apart, time away from the same roof, you know? There's something spiritual, right, when you sleep under it's like you're sleeping under the same roof. I mean, it's like dreams. It's like you guys are living the same life. I mean, it's like you're keeping it separate. And I know she's away now, but like, they just, like, it's been too long. It's been like a year. It's gonna be 2 years? Is it gonna go 3 years? Like, what are we gonna be talking about this season 15 of Vanderpump? Like, that's crazy.
I'm with him on that. Living in the house situation, something needs to figure that out. But in the mind of, for the sake of this group, everyone needs to start communicating. And I was annoyed that Tom didn't try and do this before Tahoe. Then we go to Tahoe, we do that. And now coming out of Tahoe, you know, no one wants to have these conversations. So it's like, I'll encourage as much as I can and I'll push for that. But if no one wants to have it, again, I did my part, I'm out. I can only lead a horse to water. I can't force it to drink.
Like the San Andreas earthquake finally happens and the house physically splits into half and they're like, no, no, right? And then that's when they finally have the combo because it's like, right. I mean, I think then they can finally talk.
Schwartz, you'd like to be a dad one day.
If I get to 50 and I don't have a kid yet, I'm gonna start panicking. I will be in panic mode, existential crisis mode.
Today I opened up Instagram and like the first 6 posts were all people holding their stomachs like this, having kids. And I felt like it triggered my biological clock.
Because that means like when I'm 70, my daughter or son will be 20. I mean, at 70, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be super mobile. I don't even know if I want to live much past 70.
What? Wait till you're like
see.
68.
Like we talked about, we're gonna reevaluate when we get there.
Right now, if I have a heart out at 70, 75, I'm okay with that.
We'll see. If I have a family, I'm gonna want to live for sure.
What in your mind constitutes an old dad?
Like Robert De Niro. Isn't he like 80?
Yeah.
That's kind of old. But
Very
hey,
old.
men's stuff doesn't stop working like women, so you could be any age for real.
Honestly, I think it just depends on like where you're at physically, right? Like age really is just a number. If you can keep up, then like by all means.
It gets a lot harder as you get older, you know, because these kids are active, they're energy, man.
You can't play ball with them or throw them up on your shoulders at the, you know, a concert or whatever.
Take your kids to concerts.
Not like Coachella, but I'm saying, like,
No, like Burning Man.
Yeah.
If you can't do acid with your kid, dude,
I'm not talking
what's the
about.
point? Why have
I got
one?
friends back home that are my age that have kids going to college right now. Like, that's how old I am.
How old were you when Cruz was born?
I was 3, I was 41.
Clock's ticking.
Age is just a number.
The
It's all
danger
how your
zone.
body's feeling.
Schwartz is like Peter Pan. I think he will be just fine.
I think he has plenty of time.
Yeah, I think Schwartz would be a good dad too, honestly.
I do too, and he's like very outdoorsy. I feel like, and he loves weird shit, like bugs and lizards.
The Beatles? Look at him.
I hate it.
Why?
Do you think they make like lizard Prozac or lizard Xanax?
I think Tom Schwartz has some maturing to do before he is
Oh
ready.
yeah, when I talk to him, he's a sweet guy, but he definitely can wait.
Schwartz is exactly 1 year older than you, and
Yeah.
he's 1 year and 2 days older than me. So I think that if he started now, he'd be a perfect time. I mean, I just started. I don't feel old right now.
Too old to be a father is when you're so set in your ways. You have no patience. I'm basically saying what I'm like right now as a father. No patience. I like things done a certain way. I like them cleaned a certain way. And I think as you get older, you get more stuck in your way of life and your way of doing things.
Not being able to adapt.
Yeah,
to,
yeah. And having a child breaks all of that.
But sometimes in the best way possible. Things that need to be broken.
Yeah, that's why my back hurts so
Think
bad.
about it.
It feels more normal, I guess, to start later. I feel like in like the millennial generation.
Yeah.
Jason's 40, and we just had our first. And Jason's dad is in his 60s and just had another baby.
We live in Los Angeles, which is Never Land. It's such a goal-oriented and dream-chasing and youthful city. So I think it's different here.
It's a little different here. People tend to wait a little longer.
Yeah.
They hang on to their youth more.
Yeah.
They're trying to be actors, models, whatever, like performers.
I think if I would have stayed where I'm from, I would have had 2 or 3 kids by now. Yeah, I think when you move into the bigger cities, New York, LA, Miami, you kind of tend to wait.
Probably like 10 years earlier, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's socially acceptable here. You don't feel like outcast if you don't have kids at 40. I don't know. Although the times are a-changing, let's be honest.
Thanks, Bob Dylan.